Help me out here.
If you don't know anything about me, I actually say we're going to the Mississippi River on Tuesday. I say that all the time.
We're going to Mississippi River on Tuesday. Yeah. On a Tuesday or on the Tuesday?
I don't have the swag like you. I gotta hold this like.
If you're a vocalist, you cover the whole thing.
Hey.
What's up, guys? Are we rolling on everything?
Yes.
On this too?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got our intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the. Oh, we have so many cameras. I can cut so many times.
The producer behind needs to go.
Right. We have. Welcome. Welcome to the Help Me Out Here podcast.
And the Simple Midwest.
Yes. So we're doing a podcast collab today.
Yes.
And so this is Luke Carmichael.
Hey. This is Zach Mayfield.
Yeah, we have to address each other's audiences. This is great. So we met because of the internet.
Yes. We met on the internet.
We did.
Kind of. We kind of met on the internet.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Let's hear your side.
Okay, here's my side of the story. And I made a video about this too, but I'll just tell it in its long form since we're doing a podcast.
Let's hear it, baby.
I'm just going to look at you the rest of this time, okay?
Yeah,
I'm not looking at any of you.
Let's glare
I
intently.
just want to look right in your blue eyes.
Cut. See, we can edit all the time now. This is cool. So excited.
Yes. So anyways, let's see where it all started. Well, I really love metal, Christian metal, regular metal, whatever metal. Is that what you would consider your band, metal? What do you call it?
Yeah, we're just a metal band.
Just a metal band.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's not even that's what I need to go backwards here because that's not even how I found you. I had the ZN Crane 1 and I had the GH5 with the Sigma 1835 with the Metabones adapter, and I was just looking up how do you balance that on this because it was tough.
YouTube's.
And you came up as the most viewed video for that.
Yes.
This dude with long hair and a big beard, because your beard was big.
I had a big old beard.
And it was great. And I was like, that dude's smart. And then I saw all these recommended videos. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch those. So I watched them, and then I didn't think anything of it. That was for a while. And then later down the road, I saw a video that you were in, and it was Earthgroans, because I was listening and watching to a bunch of music videos of these metal bands or whatever. And I was like, that's that dude that I saw that one video of. So then I subscribed to your YouTube channel. And I started watching all these videos.
Whoa. Okay. I didn't really know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
That's cool.
Yeah. So I started watching all these videos. And then I was getting familiar with you because you were doing all these tech videos. And you were doing these. I started watching all these vlogs. That's how I got my font. Because.
Oh, yeah. You hit me up. Did you email me?
I commented on the video and said, yo, what is that font? I need that font.
Garamond Premiere Italic.
No, yeah.
Adobe Garamond.
Yeah. And
is that how you say it?
I think so.
Jaramond?
I don't know. I've never actually tried to say it. Garamond.
Garamalian.
Anyways, italic. That's important right there. And you commented, and it was you were one of the first people that ever. So I didn't used to comment a bunch on videos, but you were the first person that ever responded on my comments.
Ooh.
So I'm like, whoa.
You're probably one of my 12 subscribers.
I was one. I don't remember what number you're at. Probably around 4,000 or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe a little less. I can't remember. But you commented on it, and I was like, yeah. And then I followed you on Instagram, and I think I messaged you or something, and I didn't get a response because I think I was just a random dude asking. I don't even think I asked anything. I think I just said sick or I love it or something.
Oh, okay.
I do that a lot to people. I just get in their inbox, you know what I'm saying?
It's encouraging though.
Yeah.
Sorry for not responding.
Oh, that's okay.
Dang,
bro.
I suck.
No, you don't. You don't suck. We're literally making a podcast right now.
Oh, that's true.
So
okay, I don't suck anymore.
You don't suck anymore. You've redeemed yourself. So I think that I later down the road, I was seeing you were making wedding films too, and I saw it was just all these. At first, it was a regular video about the ZN Crane, then it was music, then it was a wedding film, and I was like, that is sick. I need to get in contact with this dude. So I didn't think anything of it. I just remember seeing one day, and this is where my story really starts on my video.
Yeah.
Where I say, I saw on Facebook, there's a big thing that said Earthgroans was playing with Phineas. Well, it said Phineas was playing with Earthgroans.
Yeah, I remember that in the video.
So
that video, by the way, everybody needs to go watch that. That warmed my soul so much.
Good.
It was a really good edit too.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You're
I like to do that thing where I tell a story, but while I'm telling the story when it happened, I sometimes come back out of the edit and then I talk to the audience.
I love that.
I think that's fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, he's going to be here. I'll just take a chance at it. So I was like, I messaged you on Instagram. I'm like, hey, bro, are you going to be in Columbus on this day? I'd love to take you out for lunch and chat. And I've done that to other people before just because I think it's really important in the creative community to like get connected and network with each other and encourage each other, especially if you're from like, it's someone from a different part of the country. Usually it's just me chilling and I'm like, hey, dude, from California, you want to get dinner or something? And then I get ignored because they're like famous and they don't want to hang out with this random kid from Columbus. So I messaged you and you messaged me back. I was like, he said yes.
He said yes.
Like immediately, like,
he
yeah,
went
dude.
to Jared.
He's like, yes. And then what did I do? I was like, cool, man. I'll hit you back up when it gets closer because I was like a month out.
Oh, yeah. Because I never know what's going on before a show until like the day of.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that. You were like, I don't really know what's happening, so I'll let you know. Because originally it was planned that we were going to hang out the day before, which is kind of like what we did today.
Yes.
But you had a show the day before. So I texted you. This is all Instagram Messenger. I messaged you on Instagram the day before. I was like, hey, man, are you going to be in town today? And you're like, oh, no, we're in Chicago, but I'll be in town tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, cool. He's probably not going to, he probably forgot and doesn't want to do this. I was just like one of those kids that messaged him.
Not true, though. I actually did want to hang out with you.
Yeah, I believe it. It happened. So then the next day in the morning, I had a wedding that day, so I couldn't go to the show. I film weddings.
Oh, yeah. Because when you came to the show that night, you were like so fancy.
Yes, I was fancied up. But the funny part was like that morning, he texted me and said, hey, dude, you coming to the show tonight? I was like, oh, this is real. This is real. Which, like, I don't mean to, like, give you crap for that. It's just, like, you never know if you're just messaging some random guy that has any sort of, like, success on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe they are just being nice. I don't know. But you weren't. You actually wanted to hang out, which was cool.
Because in my head, I was like, I thought it was so cool that, like, somebody I never met, like, wanted to hang out. And, like, I saw that you did really good video stuff. I was like, okay, I can actually, like, this isn't like a beginner person that's like just wanting like, what camera should I buy?
Yeah.
It's like we can like level and like hang and like nerd out.
We could talk about everything.
Yes.
Like nonstop. Like we could talk for 5 hours straight probably about it. But that I had a wedding. I was like, dude, I have a wedding, but I'm going to try my best to get there after if I can. I actually was not planning on coming at all because I didn't think I was going to get done fast enough because I'm usually done at like 10, 11 from weddings. But I got done early that day. And I looked up where you were, and it was like 5 minutes down the street. I'm like, I'm just going to go there. I know that they're either playing or they're almost done playing, and I'm going to go, and maybe I'll meet him. So I rolled up, and there's so many cars. I'm like, I'm going to roll around the back. Yeah. So I rolled around the back, and I saw Jeremy changing, and he had his shirt off. He was changing in the van. I felt like such a creeper because I just rolled up, and I just walked up to him. I'm like, hey, bro, my name's Luke. I know Zach. Yeah. No, he was like walking out of the van right whenever, and he was like, man, that was hot. I'm so hot right now. I remember him saying he was so hot because it must have been hot in there. And I was like, and I had just messaged you as well, I believe, like, hey, bro, I'm coming. And I don't think I had got a response yet because it was like within a small frame, and you guys had just played.
Yeah, I was probably like loading gear off stage at that time. I'm sweating.
Actually, it's funny. Let me rewind one little bit.
Yeah,
I saw Jeremy, and he wasn't quite out of the van yet, but there was this other random dude. I'm like, hey man, he was like, you coming in? I'm like, nah, but my friend Zach is in there.
And this is a dude I've never met.
Yeah, it's just some random guy. I'm like, can you go in and get him? He's like, yeah, bro. So he walked in there.
He didn't even, so like he was just walking around and like must have, because you told him like long blonde hair.
Yeah.
So this random human comes up to me. They're like, Luke's looking for you? I was like, okay, so a dude that I've never met or talked to before is telling me that another dude that I've never actually met before wants to talk to me. It's like, sick, I'll go outside.
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
Yeah, and I had also, while I was waiting for him, Jeremy walked out of the bus or van. I'll just call it a bus. Your tour bus.
Sick tour bus.
And that's when I started talking to him. I was like, bro, I follow you on Instagram. Because he actually followed me on Instagram, too.
Oh, cool.
We, like, followed each other or whatever. And I talked to him, and he's like, oh, you want me to call him? So then he called you, and you were already on your way out. And then, boom, you walked out and jumped on me.
And I saw you. I was like,
history.
Yes.
History was made. And you made me feel really comfortable. But I had,
that was so fun.
I had, like, a suit. I had a tie on and a
Didn't
vest.
you have some purples on, too? You had some sort of purple
had a purple shirt.
Yes.
I used to wear a purple shirt underneath my vest. I always wear a vest at weddings. That's like my thing.
I love that.
And yeah, so we chatted, connected, and then I gave you my card, which is like super professional. You know what I'm saying?
But it was
Like,
perfect because I think that's how I got your number.
Yeah, because you texted me the next day and said
Yes.
we're now pen pals or something like that with
Yeah.
a picture. You're like, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
bro, this is real. Like this is like a real friend. Because I don't mean to keep saying this, but you never know if like random people you meet are actually going to like talk to you again. It doesn't happen that often.
And you don't know like from like just a first interaction like how genuine somebody is.
Yeah.
Like they might just be putting on like a hey happy front.
Yeah.
Like, but I was so pumped like because we nerded out about your C200 like GH5s because we both use that.
Yeah, because I had all my gear, so I was just showing it to you.
Yeah, you had like this giant Pelican case full of cameras, and I was like, oh
Yeah. Good
So
times.
yeah, but I could just tell that you were like a really good like chill dude. I was like, oh, I really want to be friends with this guy.
Thanks, bro. I
So it was
appreciate
like
that.
it was like equal. Like in my eyes.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, let me hear your side because I've never heard your side. Like as I'm messaging you randomly.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm still in a similar place where it's like I'm just trying to build an audience on YouTube, figuring out how to do that still. I feel like I'm still in the beginning stages. And so when like you reached out and you're like, "Hey, I found your band." First of all, that's crazy to me cuz like I'm in a small band too. And it's like and you're like I live in Columbus, you're going to be in Columbus, we should meet up. And then I like creep on you. I'm like, okay, he makes cool videos. That just like, I got so excited because I was like, okay, somebody really talented and genuine. Not that I can't hang out with somebody who's not like pro video or whatever.
I know what you mean, but
you know what I'm
it's a
saying?
little different than like just a fan wanting to like hang out and chat about like
Yeah.
how you did good at that night or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I'm not really used to anything like that when someone's like, you're my favorite band. I'm like, why? I'm like,
Hey, keep
did
it
you
that
watch
way.
us?
That's a good way. That's like humble because you guys are amazing and you know it. But
Oh, thank
I
you,
like
man.
that you think that way.
Yeah, I just never want to be that guy who's like pretends to be above everybody else. Because like I try to think like big picture where it's like at the end of the day like I'm in a band that like just makes really loud sounds. Like you can't be that cool if you do that. I'm just yelling at
Your
people.
sounds are good though.
Thank you.
They're
Man.
like loud, nice sounds.
They are
For
I hope
specific
so.
people. It calms me down surprisingly.
Does it?
I'll sit there and I'm like,
That's a beautiful nasty
that's
riff.
that's a good that's a
Thank
good
you for
riff.
that riff, Lord.
Praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus for that riff, that drum beat. That's not how you talk at all, but yeah, I was just like, I was honored that because you took time out of like your crazy schedule because you do so many weddings. I don't get it. You're so good at it, but I was like equally stoked to meet somebody else. Because at that time, I don't think I lived in Nashville yet either.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like very few like creative, like very hardworking friends.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's very hard to find people like that in our age group. So it's cool to know you.
It's really hard, especially creative people that
Yeah.
have it. They don't not only like have the work ethic, but they also have the like creative art.
Yeah.
At the same time, sometimes you get like the work ethic, but they don't have the art.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get the people that have the art. A lot of the time, you get the people that are like really good at filmmaking, but they like just don't like they lose footage and they don't think about specific. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I
there's
totally
like
do.
it's tough to get both in one where you can respect each other.
Yeah.
And I felt that way about you.
That's crazy. You're such a good man. But yeah, I was excited to meet somebody. And we talked about how like we both love the Lord and stuff too.
Oh
and
yeah, that definitely
so
helped.
that was a big connection too. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, this is like, I actually want to be like friends with this person. Like
Yeah.
try to surround myself. That's what I've been trying to do is like surround myself with just solid people.
Oh yeah.
Solid guys. You know, like just that foundation. I think is
Mhm.
so important. So welcome to the foundation.
Oh, I made it to the
You are a brick
foundation.
in my life. That's all you are.
I'm a brick.
A hefty
Am I a
brick.
cinder block brick?
Yeah, you're
Or
like
one of them.
but you're painted like purple.
I'm a purple brick. Kind of like, dude, purple's good because I love Viva La Bam.
Yes.
And Bam like purple stuff, so I'll take it. My favorite hoodie used to be a Jamie Thomas Fallen hoodie.
I don't know
And
who that is.
he's
Sorry.
a skateboarder.
Okay.
And Fallen is a skateboarding shoe company that's not a company anymore.
R.I.P.
And they merged like the shirt with Zero, which is also a skateboard. It's a bunch of skateboard stuff. But the shirt was, it zipped all the way. You know those hoods that zipped over your face?
Oh, yeah.
It was one of those, but it was, and it had like the thumb slits, my favorite.
Ooh.
But it was purple.
You're the
And
purple
I wore
brick,
it all
baby.
the time. I wore it till it smelled, man.
The front face purple brick.
Yeah, I
That's
never
you.
put it all the way up.
You couldn't do that now because you got a luscious beard.
Yeah.
You'd zip the beards up.
I wish your beard. Why isn't your beard big right now?
So when I try to grow my beard out, it's like my head just kind of turns into a big block. Because it just, I don't know, it makes my face look way too big for my body, so it makes my body look even worse than it does.
But you
already.
kind of look like Thor when you have a beard.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's good looking.
He is good looking.
He's a man dime.
Dude, it's frustrating, dude. So I actually grew my hair out because of Thor.
No way.
I saw Thor 1 and I was like, it's time.
Dude.
Grew my hair out, and then he just cut it in the movies, but
it's pretty close to the way that he had it right before he cut it in, was it Ragnarok? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, are you pumped about the Avengers?
Bro, okay, we have to talk about this quick.
Okay.
So pre-sales came out, I think it was like a week ago at this point, and all the apps crashed.
Yeah,
it's
for
like,
6 hours.
Yeah, dude. But as soon as they were back up, I bought tickets for every single person in my band. Lauren, my girlfriend, and Peter, our video guy, who is producing this podcast right now.
Hey, Peter, we love you.
We love you, Pete. He's another one of those creative foundation.
I know.
people
I
in
just
my
met
life.
him today, and I love him.
He's awesome.
Everything about him.
But yeah, so I bought Endgame tickets, and so we have a show in Nashville on the 26th. I live in Nashville, so I get to go with all the band dudes, Peter and Lauren, at 11 a.m.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, we had to go early. We have to drive overnight to get there. I'm so
Don't fall
dedicated
asleep.
to this movie, dude.
You have to chug some coffee before you go see it.
Oh, I will. I definitely will. But it's gonna be sweet. It's a 3-hour movie, so we have to
I'm pumped that it's 3 hours.
Me too.
I wish it was 5 hours.
I feel like I'm gonna come out of that theater in tears.
Yeah,
But also joy.
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I have a group of guys. We're called the Premier League. We go and see movie premieres together.
Mhm.
Usually it's comic book movies. So we had a dude in the group. He bought tickets for all of us, and I'm
homie.
so thankful for it because
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I never buy the tickets. They do, and then we just pay them.
And they would have sold out.
Yeah, he bought 15 tickets or something like that, and then we all just paid him money.
Jeez.
So I'm good to go.
I think it will probably be the biggest box office film in history.
Yeah.
For the opening
Dude,
weekend.
and they just said that the trailers that came out, I just read this in an article. I don't know how legit this is.
Okay.
But they said that the dudes who made it, when footage gets cut from movies,
Yeah.
apparently all the footage from the trailer got cut.
That I've heard that the Russos will, so the Russo brothers, the directors, they'll intentionally put cut footage as the trailer so it throws people off.
Yeah.
And I've also heard that all the trailers only have footage from the first 15 minutes of the film.
Yes.
Of 3 hours. So I'm stoked that I don't know.
I still have no idea. I'm like, what's going to happen?
I'm so excited.
Where are they all at?
Okay,
Are
really
they
quick.
hiding somewhere?
Have you heard any of the memes of the way that Ant-Man defeats Thanos?
No.
There's all these memes going around where the way Thanos gets defeated is Ant-Man shrinks down, shoots up into Thanos' butt, and then expands into a giant.
Oh my God, that's a great idea.
I know.
Dude, he would just explode.
But there was somebody who interviewed the Russo brothers and asked them if they heard that theory, and they're like, no, but we should have thought of that.
Oh, dang it.
I just love that they asked the directors that. That was awesome.
Wow. I love it. Anyways.
But,
pushed into the Avengers.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so when you first started seeing my videos on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
where were you at with wedding filmmaking at that
cool.
point?
So we started, just for anyone that doesn't know, I started my company called ALC Productions, which stands for Allie Luke Carmichael Productions.
And that's
Allie
you
is
and your
my-
baby girl.
My wife,
Mhm.
my beautiful wife. She is awesome. I love you, Allie. And we started it in college in 2013, 2012-ish time period, unofficially. I should show you some of the logos.
I would love to see
They're
that.
bad, but I was so proud of it. And it was originally just an idea, and I'm just going to tell you how we started it. That'll probably help me get to where I was when I was watching those videos.
Yeah.
But it was really simple. I was a communication major / media studies major in college, so I was already learning how to do video stuff, and I had just, I did an internship the summer of my sophomore year of college at the church that I work at now, and that's when my creativity exploded. I figured out what it meant to actually film something and tell a story, not just to tell a broadcast story. We're like, hey, my name's Luke. Dude, I gotta show you. I used to make all of these videos. It'd be like, the cross country team lost today in an effort at the Muskingum Invitational, because then I'd have the audio all EQ'd wrong. I'd be screaming. And I'd be like, for Orbit Media News, this is Luke Carmichael.
Please show.
I'll show you after this. They're all unlisted on my YouTube channel.
Oh my gosh.
So I did those, and I did Luke's Tech Corner as well.
Luke's
there.
Tech Corner.
And it's where I would steal, and this is bad, so don't do this at home, and don't think of me as a thief, but I would, because my first major was journalism, and I got caught cheating on a quiz,
Good job.
5-point quiz, and I had to quit journalism, so I decided to do video, because that was the only class that was open.
Hey, it led you to your new path.
It did, because I decided everyone cheated on the quiz, it's just I got caught. Shouldn't cheat anyways. It was a this is a funny story too.
Let's hear it.
It was a 5-point quiz. We had them almost every day, and it was a quiz about, there's a newspaper called, I think it was the Times Recorder. It was like the Zanesville newspaper, and it was a journalism class, so we had to like read the newspaper before class. It was at 9 a.m. So I probably would have had to wake up at 8 to read the newspaper, but I never did. So like,
forget it.
So if any of us, basically the professor would be like, hey, pop quiz, and then he'd ask questions about stories in the newspaper from that morning. So like if you copied someone and you both got it wrong, you obviously cheated, because it'd be like, who won the basketball game last night? And if it was like both of us were like,
Florida Gators.
Yes, St. Ignatius, and that school's not even close to Zanesville or whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be like, you guys would cheat, and everyone in the class like did that because no one was actually reading the paper.
Okay.
And I did rightfully. I shouldn't have done it. It was stupid. It was just I was like an 18-year-old in college, like just
I was there
trying
too,
to
man.
get past it.
Yeah.
And I got caught, and I walked in the class one day, and all of the quizzes where me and this dude had been copying off each other were there, and he's like, these answers look very similar, and I'm just like, I'm going to get kicked out of college, and I'm going to lose my whole career, and I'm horrible. And he's like, all right, I could kick you out right now because you can get expelled from college for cheating.
Yeah.
And this is also it's journalism. So like I'm already setting myself up for failure right here, like plagiarizing someone else's work apparently. Kind of. It's not really what it was.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I got two solutions. You can take this and you can go and you can leave the school, or you can you're going to get you can do basically the class was a news writing class, so I had to write newspaper articles, and he said you can do an extra one every week for extra credit, but every one that you turn in that's regular is going to be immediately a C no matter what, and you fail like all these quizzes for SD or whatever.
Wow.
But also he said then you also have to write a letter to the editor about why you're a cheater, and it's going to get published in the newspaper. So
No way.
I wrote this big long letter to the editor about why I'm a cheater and why it's bad and why you shouldn't be cheating. And it helped me because like shouldn't have cheated, just like any kid shouldn't have cheated. But it got published in a newspaper online and publicly. So people were like, dude, your article's in here about, and I wrote this like heartfelt one, and the other kid, he wrote like this like one paragraph thing because he didn't get his hit by it.
Sorry, dude.
Because I just did extra credit every single week, and then like the week after we did it, the teacher played this video about this like famous journalist who plagiarized his whole career and got like basically put in jail. I was so scared that year, man.
Jeez.
So
yeah,
like that's what pushed
anxiety.
me. That's what pushed me into video. I had never I filmed stuff when I was a little kid with my dad's cameras and stuff, but I never really filmed. I was always into art, like drawing stuff, so that artistic view was there. But it wasn't until I was looking at my schedule, because I'm like, well, I can't do journalism anymore. So
That's actually a really unique story.
yeah, I'm like, I can't do journalism anymore. So what's on this list of classes I can fill? And one of them was video practicum. I'm like, I guess I'll try video practicum. We got a studio here. So I took it, and I had one of those handy iCams. It was like this little stick, and you put a SD card in it, and it had a little camera on top.
I remember those.
Yeah, I went and filmed a video. I just went to this, and I was like asking college students what they liked about stuff. Sorry, you probably just heard my my.
Oh,
beep.
is that your email?
Yeah, I probably got a good.
Probably a client.
Probably, yeah, like, hey, what's up, client?
Probably a $20,000 wedding.
yeah, right. So I took that class, and I just started filming stuff, and I learned how to edit in Avid Media Composer 5.
Okay.
And I filmed a bunch of stuff. We had a TV show called The Muskie Daily.
Muskie Daily.
Yeah, and I was a teleprompter. That was my first thing I did, and then I slowly made my way up at the school to be the television, the TV director, or the television program director.
Okay.
So I was in charge of everything, and basically to get back to where I was. Sorry, I just told like the
Dude, no, it's
story.
awesome. I love hearing the history.
But when I was in school, I was doing an internship that summer with my church, and they gave me a 5D Mark II to film video with. A Canon 5D Mark II.
So were you like 18 or 19?
I was 19,
Okay.
and I had just I had filmed a little bit at school, and I knew how to do like, this whole like, hey, and so I was studying media law. I was doing all of like the physical, all the like really technical radio, TV, old school stuff. I didn't know anything about what it meant to film a story until that summer, whenever I worked at my church, and we have a really creative department there where they're just like want us to film stuff that happens and make these highlights of events. Basically, the first thing I did was I filmed an event that we did. He handed me the camera and told me what the settings were, and I just filmed. And I was like, whoa, like I can film other stuff. Like I don't have to film a dude talking about the news. I don't have to film footage. Like I don't have to film B-roll and make a news package. What is this?
That's so cool to hear that side of it, because I never experienced like the studio TV side of anything.
Yeah, my whole entire school, like all they do is teach you that, and we were shooting on SD cameras in 2012. They probably still shoot with them.
Probably.
And I'm paid a butt ton of money to go learn how to use cameras that were out of date.
Oh yeah.
But the weird part of this that's gonna like make this even more different is whenever I was in school, this was right before ALC started. I was in college, and my friend Daryl had a cousin named Trey Melvin. And Trey Melvin's a YouTuber. He's got 3 million followers or subscribers.
Whoa,
big
holy
time.
cow.
He's got a different demographic than like, you've probably not seen his videos. He's got a little bit different demographic than probably us, but he's really popular. And he was in town, and I was doing video, and my friend Daryl's like, yeah, my cousin's in town. He's a YouTuber. Do you want to meet him? I'm like, YouTuber? Yeah, sure. He probably nobody special. And I met him, and he was really cool. And I looked him up. I'm like, this dude's got 3 million. I think he at the time had 2 million subscribers or something like that. I think he's maybe at 4 million now. And it was around Harlem Shake time. And the first night I met him, he's like, yo, you want to be in a Harlem Shake video? I'm like, do I want to be in a Harlem? Yeah, I just saw your subscriber count. Like, yeah, he had just had a video that had like over 2 million views, and that was like big time. And this is before like all the monetization, like he cussed in all his videos, and he still made money. Like you remember how that whole bit, like where it got YouTube got real clean. It was before that, so his stuff's really, really, really raunchy and dirty, and it's like a crude kind of humor. So we did the video, and I was like, I really want to like hang out with him. He's a genuine guy, and I feel like I could learn something from him because he was just smart, and he was sticking around. I don't know why he was there. He's from Dayton. He dropped out of college, and then he was just at Muskingum for whatever reason with Daryl. And
old Daryl.
And I was like, dude, do you want to like, he was like, didn't have anywhere to stay. I'm like, do you want to live in my dorm? And we can just like, you can help me like learn video stuff. So he did. He lived in my dorm for like 2 months.
What?
Yeah. I just let him live in there.
Do you still know him?
Yeah. I haven't talked to him in a while. Sometimes I hit him up on Twitter. But I helped him film some of his videos.
That's so cool, dude.
And he gave me, before he left, I still owe him $100. So if you ever see this, Trey, I'm sorry. I owe you $100 for your camera. He's like, do you want this camera? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, how much? He's like, $100, because he had just got a new camera. And it was like a power shot. My brother's borrowing it right now, where I'd show it to you.
It still works?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he's like, it's got like a built-on zoom lens that goes in and out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, yeah, I'll buy it off you. Just let me. I can't get you the cash yet, but I'll get it to you eventually. Because he was moving to LA. The whole goal was for him to get to LA. So he was doing all this content before he could move, and he moved to LA, and he gave me his camera. And I had my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, her aunt was getting remarried, and she was like, "Luke, do you want to film my wedding?" And I'm like, "Sure, I've never done it before. I have this new camera."
Yeah.
So I went and filmed it and made the video. It's still on YouTube. So if you ever want to watch it,
is it on ALC?
It's on my personal YouTube channel.
Okay, I actually want to go see that.
It's rough, but I made it, and a lot of people liked it. It wasn't that good, but like at the time, it was like, hey, it's a video that highlights the day. Not many people were doing that at the time.
Way before wedding films was like a normal
that
thing.
Really like blew up in 2012, 2013. Like the whole like actual like good quality wedding films. People weren't. I don't know. I feel like our parents got wedding videos, and then it stopped, and then it like happened again now. It probably was still happening. We just didn't know because the internet was being made.
Dude, my parents' wedding video, it's just a camera on a tripod in the top balcony of the church.
Yeah.
Dude, I kid you not, right before, like, it's "You May Kiss the Bride," and then the tape ran out.
Oh my God.
Like, so last year, for my family, I got all this stuff to convert all of our tapes to digital. And I was like, oh my gosh, my parents' wedding. This is going to be so cool to see. You may kiss the bride. I was like, are you kidding me? But it was really funny.
That sucks.
And that's why we have digital.
Yes. That's my favorite part of digital because I have 128 gig cards that I can record on too. Anyways, so I filmed that and it went well. And then I had more friends like, hey, can I film your wedding? Can I film your wedding? Or can you film my wedding? And I did. I was hustling hard, man. There was a Nikon DSLR camera that the school had that I wanted to use because I thought that looked better because I used my one camera, but it was like a real digital camera looking. Yeah. And I didn't like it. So I had and I wasn't allowed to rent that camera out because it was the journalism camera and I got kicked out of the journalism department. So I had him rent it out and I would use it on the weekends. I hope they watch this. They're like, that kid was a loser. Why do we let him graduate? I'm not though. Like I'm like really good at, I'm like the kid that gets scared to get in trouble all the time. So it's surprising that I did that. I'm not really a rebel at all. I'm a whatever. Anyways,
that's so funny.
I was borrowing cameras and I was like my one friend had a camera that he used in his photo booth at weddings and I would just see if I could borrow it. It was a T3i or whatever. Yeah. And I just filmed enough until I made enough money and then I got really, really blessed by my parents. When I graduated school, they bought me a 7D Mark II, which is sitting right up there.
Oh, you still have it?
Yeah, I'm keeping that forever because that
cool.
made ALC Productions.
That's like still a sweet camera.
Yeah, it still works really well. I probably should use it for other stuff. It's still like relevant if you shoot in 1080p. But anyways, I'm like so scatterbrained on this story.
It's all good, dude.
But the point was ALC Productions started in college. Me and Allie were like, let's just start a business. We're filming all these weddings and make it more official. It wasn't really official. We just made a name and said we were something. But we started ALC Productions as a full-out wedding company. So we would do video and we'd offer photo and we'd offer event planning and flowers.
Oh my gosh.
And everything.
We
did that for 2 weddings.
You did?
For $2,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it was horrible. And I was like, Allie,
did all your hair fall out after that?
It was not good. We didn't mess anything up. It was just stressful. So, and there's not enough money to be made there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't profitable. So I was like, we can't do that. Let's just do video. So we did. So we started doing videos and I graduated college. I got a job at this place called Discovering the Jewish Jesus.
Really?
Yes. It's a TV show.
Oh, okay, cool.
That a Messianic Jewish guy named Rabbi Schneider, he is basically a televangelist. He goes and we did shows in the studio, but they would go to like Africa and we went to Israel and California and they would do like these crusades and all these. It was a great first job for experience. I got to like travel around the world.
What was your like responsibility?
I was video editor.
Okay.
But I also was in charge of, it was like editor, but I also like during shows, we had robotic cameras. So I would run the robotics in the control room as well. Sometimes I would tech direct. Sometimes, I would cut the grass outside. Sometimes I'd clean. I don't know. We did all kinds of stuff. We were small at that time. They're real big now. They have like 1.8 million likes on Facebook. And they just started a YouTube channel. They have like 60K followers or subscribers. I keep saying followers, subscribers.
That's crazy.
But anyways, I was working there and I worked there for about a year. The church that I mentioned earlier called Covenant Church, I'd always wanted to work there. That was always like a goal because I just love ministry and I love, using my gift of like knowing how to edit and film stuff to, make the kingdom bigger. So I really wanted a job there. And randomly one day, Seth Benjamin, who is my boss now, came in. He's like, yo, can you come meet me at the office? And they offered me a job. It was for like $30,000 less than I was making.
Yeah.
But that's like the sacrifice you make when you're working in ministry, right? At a small church that's mobile, like we're in a movie theater. And I was like, all right, God, I'm gonna take this leap of faith. At first I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna make enough money. And then me and Allie are praying about it and talking. And she's like, one day she's like, at first she was like, yeah, we probably shouldn't. And then one day she's like, why are we've been praying about this. It was like when we got married, we did pre-marriage counseling or whatever. And we like prayed about goals we wanted to like set for our marriage. And one of them was to work a covenant eventually.
Oh, cool.
We're like, we've been praying about this forever. And then who cares about the money? Let's just do it. So I did it.
I love that.
I did it. And then I booked 15 weddings the next week for ALC Productions. Then it covered the
next week?
It covered the entire gap of money that I wasn't making. at
Oh my
Covenant.
goodness.
So we LLC'd in 2014, became a real business. I quit my old job, started at Covenant, and the next 3 years we filmed 30 weddings each year.
30?
Yeah, a lot of weddings, but that's what gave us enough money to buy new gear. We were able to buy more cameras. I was able to switch to 4K earlier than like a lot of other filmmakers at the time.
Because like you had to have a computer to handle it.
Yeah, computer to handle it, enough cameras, hard drive to handle it.
Yeah, the space.
So,
wow.
Yeah, that's where I was at. So I was in the process when I found you. I was in the process of buying a bunch of new gear. So like the first few years, I kind of just bought the crappier things that just got me through. I had like a crappy like fake glide cam, and it never actually was stable.
Just getting by.
Yeah, just getting by. And then whenever I finally had enough money, and it was after the first year that I got my taxes done, I was like, oh dang, I don't have to pay like $25,000 in taxes. I thought it was gonna be like some mad large number. I was like, oh, it's. We actually showed a loss for our first year as an official LLC, so I got money back. I'm like,
nice.
Oh, so I bought a gimbal and I bought all this stuff, and I didn't know how to use any of it. So I was looking it up on YouTube, as I always do.
So that's when you found me.
That's when I found you.
Weird.
So that's
crazy.
A really holy crap long-winded version of what you just asked me.
But I love it.
Yeah.
'Cause now I know more about you.
I know.
You're a beautiful person. That's so crazy how like the internet. Like I made a silly video on how to put a hunk of plastic on a hunk of metal.
Yeah.
Now I'm in your house.
You're in my house in Ohio.
And we're talking into these hunks of metal.
Next to this fake plant.
What is life, bro?
So
I'm drinking out of a lens.
Yeah.
Drinking coffee.
I'm drinking Mio Energy.
Oh, how is it? Is it delicious?
It's sour.
That was a good
I like
sour.
I like sour stuff.
Sour.
Kind of. I think it makes my breath smell.
Yeah, mine's definitely stanky.
It smells gross. Well, I want to know. I feel like I've been talking a lot here. All right.
Well,
so
you're perfect.
No, I'm
Okay.
not at all. Not even a little bit.
Okay, sorry about that.
So I want to know about how you, like, I literally don't know how you got into this. I know I've seen a lot of videos of you, like, as a kid filming stuff with your sister and stuff. Like, that's cool to me.
Mhm.
Is that when it started?
I'm trying to think of the very beginning.
And I don't know if this podcast has to be just about our stories, but I'm interested in it.
Yeah,
so.
I think people will hopefully be encouraged by this.
Yeah.
Especially filmmaker and creative people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny, this kind of ties back into superheroes because as a kid, dude, the very first movie I ever went to was Spider-Man 1. Peter is like laughing his head off right now, and I don't know why, but God bless him. His face is turning red, baby. I can't even tell that story, but
Two inside.
Two inside. No one would get it. But so the very first movie I ever went to was Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire days. I had to beg my mom to take me to that because she thought the Green Goblin would scare me. I was ready for that Green Goblin.
Yeah, you were. You needed him.
So I went to that movie, and dude, I just got like obsessed with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like I would do the web shooting in church, and my mom would be like, "Just stop it!" Like slap my hand. I'm shooting webs at the pastor and yanking on his jacket.
Let me see your webs. Can you like? So this finger always goes like this. So like I'm I feel like I'm not ready.
No, you're not ready.
It's not down here. It's up here. Isn't it?
You gotta really get that grab action.
But when I do, my fingers don't do that.
That's because you're not ready.
Just like when I try to put my my like ring finger up, if I try to do my thumb,
The Christian flip off. Oh yeah, I can't do that either.
Anyway, let's keep going.
So I got obsessed with Spider-Man, and I don't know when my parents got a camera, but they got this like super old JVC camcorder that recorded to like the medium-sized VHS tapes.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow as a kid, I got my hands on that, and I made this video with my sister like about the Incredible Hulk. And I made my sister be the Hulk. Dude, she was just like stronger than me.
Yeah.
And like I would make her wear blue jeans and a green t-shirt. And so it was me, my sister, and this other boy that we always hung out with. And like the other boy was like super skinny, scrawny kid. So he was Bruce Banner. And then when he would turn into the Hulk, it would be my sister as the Hulk. My God. And I would always fight my sister, and I would always win. So I made my sister be the bad guy. But throughout that process, like we started making superhero movies all the time. Like we'd get costumes, and I just fell in love with like trying to make action movies.
Yeah.
Like in my living room.
That's
like just
amazing.
that crazy imagination. And I grew up in like such a small town that we had to make our own fun.
Mm.
We had to make our entertainment. So we would, just make videos with those old camcorders. But we couldn't even like edit them or watch them. Like literally you like film and then you rewind where you want the cut to be, pause, and then start filming again. So there's like these janky like transitions or like there's like a second overlap of another clip. It's like and then it goes into the next video.
Oh, dude, that's sick that you have that though.
Yeah, and
to look back on. Because
yeah.
I've seen some of those in some of the videos that you've made.
Yeah, dude, I converted everything to digital last year.
Wow.
It took months.
Oh, I bet.
But I threw away all the tapes because minimalism.
Oh, heck yeah.
That was hard.
Oh, I bet.
I'm not very attached to like physical things, but that was like, it's like, okay, they're all on this little hard drive.
Dude.
Just got to get rid
I
of
know. I sold my G.I. Joes and it was hard.
Ooh, I bet.
I'm not even kidding.
Dude, no, I bet. I had
was
so
so
many
hard.
Spider-Man action figures.
Ooh. I still have
Ooh.
in that room over there, underneath the stairs, I have all my action figures that
They're
I've
just
ever
hiding
owned.
there waiting for you.
They're waiting for when I have kids, and I'm going to be like, these are what you're going to play with, not that iPad.
You don't get those new toys.
You get this.
You don't get the iPad 12.
You're going to play Dragon Ball Z down here with my Dragon Ball Z characters are going to fight the wrestling characters who are going to fight the Lord of the Rings characters.
You're just forcing it on your kids. No, you're playing with these.
And if you don't want to, I'm playing with them by myself.
You're by yourself. Reliving the glory.
Allie's upstairs like, what's he doing downstairs to the kids? And then the kids are actually in their room, and I'm playing downstairs by myself.
They're playing Xbox 11.
So you, yeah, the 11XT90.
Right.
So you were filming stuff as a kid, but when did it become like then what happened?
Okay, so so as a kid I did it like crazy, like made so many videos, and then I got really into sports as like a middle school, early high school type of kid. And then I had this slot available in my junior year of high school for a class, similar to you in college, and I could take an elective, and there was a digital media class.
All right.
And so I signed up for it because I was like, this is gonna be a breeze. This is gonna I'm just gonna sit there and then pass. But like I fell in love with it again, but in like a new way where it's like, okay, like I actually want to like make good videos.
Yeah.
And I was the kid who never really tried that hard in school, and then this class came up, and I like tried so much harder than everybody else in that class. Like one of our projects was we had to pick a song, like just a pop song, and record ourselves singing to it for 30 seconds, like as a music video.
Yeah.
But I wrote a rap song with my friend in high school, a full song, like did all the audio production, and then filmed an entire music video with a storyline with an iPhone 4.
Oh my gosh.
They provided like these crappy handy cams, but I was like, nah, I'm using my iPhone.
Dude, that's funny that you say that. You know, in college when I was saying like they were teaching us all this stuff, well, when I like started to realize I don't think that I have to use all this stuff. My iPhone can film stuff. I filmed so much stuff on my iPhone.
It looks
5.
better.
Yeah, I'm like, it's 1080p.
Yeah.
It's better than this 480 SD stuff.
What's SD?
That's funny that you did that.
Pixels.
Because that was a very important part of my filmmaking career was like I used my phone for like 90% of the very beginning videos I made.
Yeah. And I feel like that's another reason there's like no excuse not to start.
Oh yeah.
Because everybody has like
Especially
a 4K
now.
camera in their pocket now.
I can shoot 4K 60 FPS on my iPhone.
Yeah. No excuse anymore.
Like the Sony
ridiculous.
Sony A7 III can't even do that.
Yeah. It's insane.
Why
man.
can my phone do it? I mean, there's like bit rate issues and
Lenses,
it's not going to look as good,
sensors,
but still.
it's there.
We were shooting when it was 10. I might have actually been shooting when it was 720p.
Yeah, it probably was. Anyway, so that music video that I did is actually still on YouTube.
Yes. I got to find it.
I'll show you after this. It's called Little Boy's Big World.
Oh my god.
It's awesome. I still love it. But yeah, and then I went to college I started going for music. I got like a singing scholarship, and I was like, I'm going to be a worship leader.
Yes.
And then I tried it for a semester, and I was like, I'm not going to be a worship leader.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn the technicality of music. It wasn't creative for me. I didn't like it. So I switched to business, and then throughout like learning about business and stuff, I took an entrepreneurship class. It was like, this is actually how you can start a business. I was like, whoa, I could do this. I could do this with video. I've always loved video. And so I just started making videos. My parents bought me the T5i DSLR. Ooh. And the final project of that class was to write a business plan. And so I just wrote one for a video company, and that eventually became like my freelance gig.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, that's legit.
Yeah.
So it worked.
Yeah, a lot of school like
the way it wasn't supposed to, I guess.
Right. Yeah, it was a really weird way, but I got really inspired to like work for myself because I hated working for other people.
I'm the same way.
I still hate it.
I think that means you're an entrepreneur, right?
I think so.
I mean, a lot of people hate to work for people because they're lazy and they're not willing to put the work in. But people that hate to work for people and they want to work their butt off to figure it out for themselves, I think they're definitely entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Because it's not as easy as just being like, I hate working for people. Now I'm going to sit at home, not work for anyone.
Yeah.
That's
lazy.
That's just lazy. You have to actually, I think there's like a specific desire inside of human beings where they want to push themselves to do something for themselves that is like meaningful for the world or whatever, or meaningful for their bank account, or meaningful for whatever.
Yeah. Fulfilling in some way.
It's like an entrepreneur mind.
Yeah.
A lot of the time it's about money, but I don't think it always has to be.
No.
But I like that. Keep going.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, and then eventually, like, I just started doing client work in like the Missouri area. So that's where I went to college, Springfield, Missouri.
Nice.
And
the Great Plains.
Yeah, dude, the flatlands. But yeah, I started filming weddings with the T5i for like no money.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like you. I mean, like you do one and then somebody sees it, like a friend of the bride or the groom. They're like, hey, can you film my wedding? And then just spirals out of control.
Yeah.
But you do like films. Yours are like awesome. I only really ever did like highlights.
You did films near the end there.
Yeah, near the end I did.
I didn't watch any early stuff, but your newer stuff I really, really enjoyed.
Oh, thank you.
And I was very impressed that you shot it in vlog. That's brave.
Yeah, I'm like obsessed with that. I
Good.
love the little bit extra dynamic range.
Yeah, it's nice.
It is.
I would do it if I had enough time, but like I said, I film last year we filmed the most we ever did. We did 38.
Oh my, yeah. So you were
And it was
like
just
constantly
me.
editing.
Yeah, and then this year we're going down to 25.
Oh, just 25.
Yeah, just 25. I gotta pay for all these cameras that are in this room.
You gotta buy me a new camera.
No, but like it's funny you say that. I really like documentary style stuff, so that's why I kind of try to tell the story of a wedding like it's a film, or whatever. And I love cinematic stuff, so do people.
You have those you always have those wide angle, slow moving
Yeah.
gimbal shots with like beautiful ambient music, and I like turn a wedding on like I'm gonna watch a movie. I bet the bride and groom love that.
Dude, they have to. I hope I always get such good responses from them, and they're always just like, wow.
Like seeing themselves in something that looks like a movie, especially to like an average viewer who doesn't know about camera stuff. Like, it's probably mind blowing.
I think it probably is, because I don't ever put myself in there. I just see the mistakes or like the small edits that I could have made, because I watch their videos about 6, 7, 8 times before I post it. Like I do like 3 or 4 versions before it gets done. Like I sleep on it and then I watch it, and sometimes I sleep on it twice, because believe it or not, like if you sleep on an edit, you're gonna find so many mistakes the next day that you wouldn't have found if you like exported it and posted it that night. Depending on what the edit is. If it's like story based, that's typically when it happens. But with those, and I still think I can get like 5,000 times better. I'm always trying to get better, but I really do think that with the kind of quality that we can put out now, because we have such nice cameras and such nice like gimbals, like that stuff wasn't what people could have like 5-10 years ago for less than $10,000. I feel like people like brides and grooms specifically, or brides and brides, or grooms and grooms, however you're doing it, get like their minds blown. Yeah. Especially they kind of have an idea of what they're gonna get. They like with me, they book me a year before and they watch a whole year of films and they tell me like, we've been watching, we're so excited. I'm like,
that's so cool.
Because it's like it's high pressure. You know how it is. It's high pressure. You got to film it and you don't get a second chance. So you got to do it. You got to do it good the first time.
What do you do to like handle anxiety before a wedding?
That's a good question.
Or do you suck at it?
So, I actually still to this day, the night before every wedding, I have a nightmare that like I missed. It's always that I'm like trying to film something and the button doesn't work, or I'm like not getting to the positions fast enough. No matter what day, however, like wedding 100 of my career, I still would be having that. But the way that I deal with it is usually earlier on in the season, I'm a little bit more like anxious before weddings. But like, honestly, I just try to tell myself like, hey, you've done 100 of these and you know what you're doing. You study it constantly. Like I pray about it, obviously, pray that anxiety out. And then I try to go to bed early or I play video games before.
Oh, that's actually cool.
Yeah.
It's because it totally shifts your focus.
Yeah. What do you do? Because do you get anxious before weddings? Or because I don't know if other filmmakers get as it. Because I don't get super nervous. I just like, it's more like I'm thinking about the schedule, and I'm thinking about like, am I going to get to this place? Is there going to be enough room to put my bag?
Oh,
Is the ceremony going to be big enough on the edges so I can put my tripods? Like, those are the things I get anxious about.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how to say it. I would just want to get started.
Yeah.
Like if I'm at an Airbnb or a hotel the night before, I'm like, okay, like let's just get to it. And I rarely like get good sleep before a wedding.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. It's you perform better with sleep.
Yes, with better sleep.
It's so weird. But I never did even close to as many weddings as you did.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier in the seasons like that. Then once I start getting into like, because there's like sections where I do a wedding every weekend for 5-6 weeks. So it's just like sometimes it's doubles. So
what?
a lot
like
of
a Saturday and then a
lot
Sunday?
of them are Friday, Saturdays.
Whoa.
Where I film and then I come home, I get everything triple backed up, formatted, charged, back up the next day, ready to go. But I've done it so many times. Some of it just comes from experience. Like, you know how to deal with certain situations. You know how, if I'm working with photographers I know or DJs I know, that makes me like have no anxiety. Because I'm like, oh, we got this. We can do this as a team. But once you start getting into the swing of it, I'm just like, all right, cool, another wedding. All right, cool, another wedding. All right, cool, another wedding.
Yeah.
The hardest part at that point is trying to make them different. Like to tell each story with our branding, but to tell the story where it matches that couple, but also is like not just a copy paste, because I don't like that mentality. And we charge a lot of money, and I want to make sure that they get what we're worth. Even though like to them it might not look like a copy paste, I still appreciate the art of it. Yeah, and that's why I don't want it to be a copy paste.
That's cool. That's really, really cool. I have a question.
Yes.
Let's say there's like somebody watching right now who may be like just getting into wedding filmmaking or even wedding photography, but more filmmaking. What would you right now tell yourself when you were shooting like your first 5 to 10 weddings? Okay. What advice could you give your younger self?
Advice. Ooh. I'd probably yeah. Well, I have lots of gear tips, but probably advice would be like, this is a hard question. Holy cow.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
dropping bombs over here.
Don't be sorry. I'm just wanting to make sure I give myself the right advice.
Yeah. your past self depends on this.
Yeah. What if something I do now screws with the time continuum?
Yeah, there's another timeline going on right now. You could ruin your past life.
Oh no. I'm thinking, I think I'd probably say like do not focus so much on the technical part of it. So like obviously understand your camera, make sure, don't focus so much on like you need this camera, you need this and this, and focus more on efficiency, because the real point of the day is to tell the story fast. You run and gun, like you don't have a lot of time. Yeah. But I'd say like having a camera that you know how to use and then being efficient with it is going to get you the best shots, because you want you want the shot to be cinematic, compelling, and you want to help drive the story. I'd also give myself the advice of audio is more important than video. Yes.
I would have told myself that too.
Yes.
That's a
100%. I didn't care about audio until 2 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't understand it, so that was more of it.
Yeah.
I didn't understand like what mics worked or how they worked or what sounded good. I didn't know where natural sound should go in. I didn't know how a story should be cut, where the audio is in it. None of that I knew. But I tell myself like audio is more important than the video. The video just is great. You can have the most cinematic, beautiful video, but if there's not good audio connected to it, it's going to basically just be like, okay.
It diminishes like the experience.
Yeah.
Okay, what's like for the gearheads and stuff, and I love this stuff. Yeah. What's like, what cameras do you choose and why? And then what's like some essential audio pieces of gear for people who are in this?
Yeah. So we'll talk about this as like, we're going to talk like a one camera setup to start with, like something more like that makes sense for when you first start, or like, okay, because obviously I don't believe like anyone should have to like go out. I would never go out and take out like a $40,000 loan and buy all the stuff that you need. Like if you can do that and you feel like you're going to make the money back, go for it. But most scenarios it's going to be like you got like $2,000 and you spend only that, and that's all you've ever saved up your whole life, and you need to just have enough stuff. I'll just tell you what I would get. Okay, I would get one tripod. Actually, let me go backwards. We're
We're starting this budget.
So
over.
we're starting this budget over. I honestly think it's so important to have 2 cameras, even at the beginning, a backup camera and a regular camera.
That's really smart.
Because I didn't, and I couldn't film ceremonies all the way through. There were so many things that just like didn't work when I was soloing it, where I'd say get 2 cameras if you can. So instead of buying like one really nice camera, I'd buy 2 like affordable cameras that also were like still good enough, because let's be real here, like the client is not going to understand what camera you're using. Like nobody even knows that I shoot in 4K still. Like I was shooting in 4K, like what is a 4K? Like, okay, cool. I'm glad I bought all this stuff so that your 4K video looks good. And I don't mean that to like be rude about it. It's just like in reality, like they don't know. So you can shoot with a 1080p camera and it's still going to look solid. So I'd say get 2 cameras, maybe match them if you can.
Yeah.
1 tripod, because that extra camera will be you can film the ceremony with it, basically.
Like let it run.
Yeah. And these days you can buy like the GH5
unlimited recording
it's
time.
super affordable. Like
they're like $1,500 new.
Yeah, you just get one used for like $1,200.
Yeah.
And they record unlimited amounts of time. They're basically video cameras that are also DSLR shaped, or SLR shaped, or whatever you want to call it, mirrorless. And I would say get two cameras, 1 tripod. That tripod is so that if you need to lock it off or anything as your backup shot, you can, but you can also put it in the back and get a big wide shot for the whole ceremony. So if anything, you can give that extra item to the couple, because I found like the more stuff you give them, the more likely they are to book you, but also it just helps with your relationship. Because when I film a wedding, I like want to give them as much stuff as humanly possible. I don't care if it takes extra work. So like being able to give a ceremony is good, because it also gets you ready for the future whenever you start filming like multi-cam ceremonies.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'd say 2 cameras, 1 tripod, 1 monopod, because monopods are key,
They're
dude.
so awesome for weddings.
Monopods are amazing with a fluid head on it, so you can get some sick pans.
Bro,
and
I've
tilts.
never owned a tripod.
Never? That's funny.
I'm terrible.
I've never owned one and used it as like my main thing, but I've always owned one.
I really want one. I can't believe I don't have one. I've only ever used monopods in my life.
Even at weddings?
Yes.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say those are the important, like, you need support. Basically what you need, there's 3 things. You need cameras, you need support gear, and you need audio.
Yeah. So you definitely pick a monopod over a gimbal, right?
Yes. I think gimbals are great, and you can use them for all kinds of stuff in the future, but they also get overused. I'll see dudes use one, or women, whoever. I don't know why I'm just referring to dudes, but both genders use them all the time.
Yeah.
For too many, like every shot. I've done it before, because they're easy to use, and you can like, you feel like it's stable, but then you realize, it's stable, but there's still like a little bit of like jitter there sometimes. So I say using a gimbal for what it's good for, which is like establishing shots or walking shots or anything with movement. Or,
a cool little creative
There's
sequences.
a lot of stuff where they come in handy, but I don't think they're necessary like right when you start. And then, so I would just do monopod, tripod, 2 cameras, and then that would be good for that. I mean, obviously you want to make sure you have extra batteries and memory cards, and you want to make sure that you're set in those areas. You don't really need external monitors yet. You don't need to move into that. You probably don't need a cage. That's all stuff that you get pushed into once you first. The whole point and the most exciting thing about filming a wedding at the beginning is you need to make enough money. You need to make money first. Yeah. Because if you don't make any money, you can't buy anything else. Yeah. And you got to get good with a little bit of stuff to be really great with a bunch of stuff. So the audio wise. I'd be real simple. I would get a shotgun mic that goes on the top of your camera to get good, solid like scratch audio, or sometimes regular, like the Rode Video Mic Pro. Yeah, sounds so good. It's kind of expensive, but you could also even get away with the Rode Video Micro. Yeah, dude, I love that thing. I do. It's on one. It might be on one of these cameras. I can't remember. And then, nope, it's usually on this one. That one's yours. You got that other mic on that. It looks like the Video Micro. I have the Movo. The Movo. Yeah. They sound really similar. Yeah. I don't hear as much of the difference because I don't do audio. I have friends who like can hear all this random stuff. Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about? But and then I'd get one lav mic to put on the groom or to put on the officiant during the ceremony so that you can get really solid audio. Yeah. And then if you had like a little bit extra in the budget, I would get like a Zoom. I don't know how much they are. I have the Zoom H6. Yeah. It's really expensive. It's like $350. But if you can get like a Zoom H4 or some sort of external recorder that's inputs so that you can get an input off the DJ and get the audio from the speeches recorded. Yes. That's
helps next
the story.
level.
That helps the story, and it's really not as hard. Well, even like the Tascam DR40, that's what I started with, and it was not that expensive, and it helped me. Like whenever you get the audio from speeches and the audio from the ceremony, it like changes the game. Like I said, audio.
So much content,
and that's
story-wise.
that's where you can tell a story. So you don't really need as much stuff as you would think, especially if you're a one-man crew. So. That's awesome. I keep answering your question so long.
But it's informative.
Yeah.
And this is a long form.
This is a long forward
piece of content.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
What would you say? Let's see.
know.
What would your advice be first? And then second, tell me what gear you would use.
Gosh. For weddings specifically?
Weddings.
I feel like I never did it right.
There's not a right and wrong way. There's just like
so
ways.
minimal with how I did. Okay, I'll just attack it from a different stance.
Okay.
Let's say you're like, poor boy. You're only going to film by yourself, one camera. I would get a camera with image stabilization. That's why I got the GH5.
Yes. That's smart. That's so smart. I should have said that.
Yeah, because like a lot of the wedding films I did in the beginning when I couldn't afford stabilization gear and stuff were all handheld. Like I just did handheld so much. Too much. But a camera with like image stabilization of some sort and like fast lenses. So like a Sigma lenses, just they're affordable and they look really nice, and you get like 1.8 or 1.4. So if you have a camera that's not super good in low light, you can really open up the lens and make it look pretty good still. And then definitely like a lav mic for the groom. You don't need two at first, just one.
No, I still sometimes don't feel like I need to, because I still I get backup audio from like the output if I get lucky, and like if a DJ is like running the audio.
That's so smart.
I'll just plug into theirs, and I'll still mic up the groom and the officiant. But sometimes they'll be talking to a mic just like this, and it's like echoing because it's so loud, and then the mic picks up the speaker audio.
So annoying.
So then it's like you got a little bit of speaker audio, and then you got a lot of the person.
Yeah.
So, but I used one for until last year.
Yeah.
Last year was the first year I owned more than one lav.
Heck yeah. But I would say just a lav with like a smaller recorder, because like if you hand them like a big honking recorder, they're gonna be like, I don't want to put this in my pocket. Something small. Like I forget, is it Tascam that makes those little
DR10L? That's what I use.
Those are amazing.
I have two of them. They're the best. And dude, Rode just came out. They just announced it.
They just dropped it.
Those micro ones, they're like this big.
Yeah, Rode announced those, and then Sennheiser a month or so ago, another like simple pair of lavs.
Just really small ones.
They're affordable.
Yeah.
So it's like perfect for.
Which is nuts. It used to be like $600-$700 to get a wireless system.
Exactly.
And it'd have like frequency issues and.
Yeah. But I agree with you on the monopod. I would say tripod, even though I never did it.
If you only have one camera, I don't know if there'd be a point.
Yeah, I guess if you are only one camera, I would pick a monopod over a tripod because they're so mobile. And if you have to be in like a tight corner in a super packed reception, you can still get solid foundation and not take up 3 legs worth of space.
Yeah, dude, and I didn't even talk about lenses either. Yeah. It's like a whole nother
There's
beast.
So much.
Because if I had to go back and say lenses, at first I would just get 2 zooms that got both of my, like I'd get like a 24 to 105 f4 or 1835 and then a 70 to 200 or whatever equivalent it is. That's not always great because primes are really great for a lot of reasons, but at the beginning, like
zooms,
the zooms will be very nice to you because it's kind of like a documentary style filmmaking process because you're just getting spot to spot. It's not like you're always going to have time to get your 35 out and get the proper distance. And
it's all about time, efficiency of time.
Yeah,
like the Sigma 18 to 35 and a 70 to 200, that can cover like a whole day's worth of range if that's the budget you have. So yeah, I guess that's about it. That's what awesome. I would say. Try to have a decent computer.
Yes.
There's nothing worse than editing on a crappy computer.
100% agree.
And so expensive.
What everyone forgets about is editing off fast hard drive because they always say you don't want to edit off of the hard drive of the computer unless you're like a minimalist like Craig Adams and you somehow like only shoot 50 gigs or something. But nowadays, like we're shooting so much stuff, it's tough. Not all of us have like 4 terabyte drives on the computer. You usually run the software on the computer and then you edit off of an external. Like editing that external drive is just as important speed wise as your computer.
That's true.
Because you could have the fastest computer in America and we're not all shooting in ProRes. So like if you are shooting in H.264 or H.265 since that's out, Those codecs are kind of tough to edit.
Chuggy.
So if you're editing off like a hard drive that is only 160 megabytes read and write speed,
Nightmare.
it's going to be tough. That's why I had to invest very large amounts of money in my giant RAID system that goes 1.5 gigs read and write, which is like I can handle 8K footage.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I feel like that's one thing everyone forgets is
Yeah.
like they're like, man, my computer is going so slow, but it's actually their hard drive just can't read and write the footage fast enough because it's only 160 and it's 4K footage at 150 megabyte.
It'd be miserable.
Like the megabit the bit rate, it's like faster than the actual computer can go. I don't know.
I only have like a G is it G-Tech?
G-Tech.
Yeah, I have
That's
the
my
10
fave.
terabyte whatever super fast Thunderbolt 3
Attaboy.
one, and then it just backs up into an 8 terabyte every morning. But
my backup workflow is nuts. It's too much.
yeah, yours is crazy. I have like 2 little baby drives, but I don't save anything.
Yeah,
You save everything.
I save everything, and I will for the rest of my life. Like we shot 30 terabytes in 2018 of footage.
Have you ever thought about like just having all of your backups in a cloud?
I have. It's really expensive right now.
Have you looked at G Suite though?
Yes, that's the one I want. That's the one Matt Johnson talked about.
Yeah.
Being the best because you can keep. He's got like 46 terabytes in there. I think it's like
Unlimited.
$300 a month though, or something like that.
But he found a way to get around it if you make like 4 accounts.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he made a whole video about it, and I actually tried to do it and could not figure it out.
Yeah,
but I should ask him about it.
I think we're like on the verge of cloud storage being in that terabyte region.
Yeah.
Once it gets there, I will 1000% have it all backed up.
I just don't want all these hard drives stacking
I'm still
up.
gonna have it physical just
You're a turd.
because I don't believe in.
You're not a minimalist.
I don't care.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not a.
If it has value to you,
I'm not a digital minimalist. It adds value to my anxiety.
that's fine then.
It makes me feel like
You can still be a minimalist.
yeah. I have trash in my trash can. I'm not a minimalist.
Oh shoot, we gotta clear that out, dude. How long have we been going? 55 minutes. Hour and 7. Cool.
Wow.
That's too long. We're deleting this podcast.
It's
Sorry,
over.
dude.
That was fun, but
It's over.
this
Bye.
actually was just you being nice.
And then I delete. I just like don't ever talk to you again.
This is like my Make-A-Wish Foundation. I just really wanted you to make a podcast with me.
Boy wishes he could be minimalist. Hangs out with unsuccessful YouTuber.
You are successful. You're cracking down on what, 8,000 subs?
We're almost 8,000. I think we're gonna hit it.
I can't wait for 10K
Dude, what if I just start losing subs?
because of this video.
Yeah.
I hope you lose at least 5.
Right.
It's like,
Probably
Luke
will.
Carmichael, he's a loser.
Delete.
Get him out of here.
Unsub.
He made a video about how to buy a car and didn't even talk about how to buy a car. That's like what a comment I had. Says,
Nice.
This dude says, makes a video about how to buy a car, doesn't explain how to buy a car. And I didn't. I'll be real. I didn't. I didn't explain how to actually buy it because that part's boring.
Give them money.
You go.
Video done.
You give them the money and then they give you the car and you leave.
Pretty hard to figure out, boy. But I can't wait to edit this because we have Canon C200, GH5, GH5,
Yeah.
all Sigma lenses. It's gonna be beautiful.
I love Sigma lenses.
I do too.
They're
Affordable
really-
and sharp.
They're affordable and sharp. The glass is really clean.
Yes, it is. Unless you smudge it with your nose,
Like this.
which I will do at the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching The Simple Midwest and the Help Me Out Here podcast. I was gonna see if you'd say it, but you didn't.
I'm sorry.
I kind of.
You got me too quick.
That was my bad.
I was like trying to think, but I couldn't remember what I was thinking.
You need coffee.
I got
You don't like coffee though.
But there's caffeine in this technically.
Okay, that counts as coffee.
But thanks for being here.
Thanks
I'm
for
glad we did this.
Thanks
This
for
is
letting
like
us
a
come
weird-
into your cool. I love because I've seen your studio in videos. It's cool to see it in person.
Yeah. Is it bigger than you thought or smaller?
It's actually bigger.
Wow. Usually it's so small.
I really like it. Our producer says that's what she said, but I disagree. You're coming to our show tomorrow.
I am. I'll be
It's gonna
there.
be fun. You're filming with the C200.
Yes, I'm gonna film. This is my first time getting to film a show.
Yes, I'm so excited, dude.
Me too. I
It'll be
can't.
fun.
I hope
Thanks.
I don't get punched in the head.
I'll punch you. Thanks everybody for watching. Love y'all.
I
Do
love
you
you.
need anything to say?
I usually say I love you, and then I say peace.
I love you.
Like MKBHD.
Let's say I love you, peace, and then let's cheers our mics.
Okay, deal.
Ready? I love you.
I love you.
Peace. That's it. That's amazing.